Hey everyone, I'm Anaya, and I have to tell you the craziest story about my sister and how she tried to ruin my life. But guess what? Sometimes when people try to hurt you, the universe has other plans. You know how people say family comes first? Well, sometimes family can be your biggest enemy. This story is about my sister Priya and how she almost destroyed everything I worked for. But here's the twist. Her sneaky plan ended up making me more successful than I ever dreamed. Let me tell you everything from the start. I'm 28 years old, and I work at a big marketing company. My sister Priya is 31, and she's always been mom and dad's favorite. You know those kids who never do anything wrong? That's Priya. Perfect grades, perfect job, perfect everything. When our grandmother died last year, she left us something really special, a beautiful old house right in the middle of the city. This house was worth a lot of money, like really a lot. It was the only thing we were going to inherit from our family. But here's the thing, grandmas will said something interesting. The house would go to whichever granddaughter could prove they were the most responsible and successful. Our parents decided we should both create business plans for the house. Whoever made the better plan would get the property. I was so excited. I've always been good at business stuff and marketing. I had this amazing idea to turn grandma's house into a boutique hotel. You know, one of those fancy, small hotels that rich people love to stay at. I worked like crazy on this project. I'm talking 12 hours a day, staying up until 3 a.m., researching everything about hotels. I learned about customer service, marketing, how to manage money, how to design rooms, everything. I even visited other boutique hotels to see what made them special. Meanwhile, Priya was acting super relaxed. She was going out with friends, posting selfies on Instagram, acting like she didn't care about the house at all. I thought maybe she wasn't interested, or maybe she was just confident because she's always been the golden child. Man, was I wrong about that. I spent 3 months creating the most amazing business plan ever. It was 50 pages long with charts, graphs, marketing strategies, financial plans, everything you could imagine. I even made a beautiful presentation with colorful slides and pictures. 3 days before we had to present our plans to mom and dad, I made the biggest mistake of my life. After a family dinner at Priya's apartment, I left my laptop on her kitchen table. I was so tired I completely forgot about it. I called her that night, but she said she was already sleeping and I could pick it up the next day. She sounded normal, so I didn't think anything was wrong. The next morning, I went to get my laptop. Priya was acting weird, too nice, too helpful. She kept asking if I wanted breakfast or coffee, which was strange because she's usually pretty selfish in the mornings. But I was focused on my presentation, so I didn't think much about it. 2 days later came the big day. Our parents, some aunts and uncles, and a few family friends came to hear our presentations. It was like a big family meeting. Priya went first. She stood up there with this huge smile and started presenting my business plan. Word for word. She had copied everything. My research, my ideas, my financial numbers, even my design concepts. She just changed the colors and fonts to make it look different. I sat there feeling sick to my stomach. My parents were smiling and nodding, looking so proud of Priya's amazing work. She was getting all the praise for months of my hard work. When it was my turn to present, I had to show the same plan, but now it looked like I had copied her. My parents kept giving me disappointed looks, like they couldn't believe I would steal my sister's ideas. Anaya, my dad said after both presentations, we're really disappointed in you. We thought you were more creative than this. My mom shook her head sadly. Copying your sister's work is not the way to win, Beta. I tried to explain that it was my work, that Priya had stolen it from my laptop. But who were they going to believe? Their perfect daughter Priya, or me, the younger sister who had always been second best? Priya got the house. She got our grandmother's property because she stole my work and my ideas. I went home that night and cried until I had no tears left. I felt so betrayed, so angry, so helpless. My own sister had stabbed me in the back, and my own parents didn't believe me. It felt like my whole family had turned against me. For weeks after that, I was in a really dark place. I couldn't focus at work, couldn't sleep, couldn't eat properly. Every time I saw Priya posting pictures of her new property on social media, I felt like throwing up. But then something clicked inside me. I realized that sitting around feeling sorry for myself wasn't going to change anything. If I wanted justice, I had to make it happen myself. I decided to put all my anger and hurt into my job. I worked harder than I had ever worked before. I volunteered for every extra project, stayed late every night, came in early every morning. I was determined to prove that I was better than what happened to me. Here's where my story gets really interesting. Remember that amazing business plan I created? Well, it turns out it was actually brilliant. My boss at work, Mr. Sharma, noticed how hard I was working and asked me to help with a big new client. This client wanted to open a chain of boutique hotels across the country, and they needed someone to create a complete marketing and business strategy. Sound familiar? I threw myself into this project like my life depended on it. I used all the research I had done for Grandma's house, all the ideas I had developed, all the strategies I had planned. But this time, I made everything even better. I learned from my experience and added new ideas that were even more creative. The presentation to the client was incredible. They absolutely loved everything: the marketing strategy, the financial projections, the design concepts. They were so impressed that they signed a huge contract with our company right on the spot. Suddenly, I was the star employee. Everyone at work was talking about my amazing presentation and how I had landed such a big client. The next day, Mr. Sharma called me into his office. "Anaya," he said with a big smile, "that was the best presentation I've seen in my 10 years at this company. The client specifically asked for you to lead their entire account." I was getting promoted. Not just a small promotion either. I was becoming a senior marketing manager with a big salary increase and my own team of people working under me. But wait, the story gets even more amazing. The client company was so impressed with my work that they offered me something incredible. They wanted me to become their business partner, not just their employee. They wanted me to help them expand their boutique hotel chain across the whole country. I couldn't believe it. This was bigger than anything I had ever dreamed of. I would be part owner of a chain of boutique hotels, making more money than I had ever imagined possible. Meanwhile, Priya was having her own problems. She had gotten the house, but she had no idea what to do with it. Remember, she hadn't actually done any research. She had just stolen my work. She didn't understand how to run a business, didn't know how to get permits from the government, didn't know how to find contractors or partners. The funniest part? She kept calling me, asking for advice about the hotel business. Can you believe that? She stole my work and then wanted me to help her make it successful. I was polite but not very helpful. I had my own business to focus on now, and I wasn't about to help the person who had betrayed me. Then, about 4 months after I got my promotion, something amazing happened. My new business partners mentioned that they were looking for more properties in the city center. They wanted to buy buildings that could be converted into boutique hotels. "Actually," I said during one of our meetings, "I know of a perfect property. It's a beautiful old house in the city center, perfect architecture, ideal for conversion. The owner doesn't really know what she's doing with it." You can probably guess what happened next. My partners made Priya an offer she couldn't refuse. She had been struggling to get the hotel project off the ground, spending money on consultants and contractors, but getting nowhere. When my partners offered to buy the property for a really good price, she jumped at the chance. So now the property that was supposed to be mine is actually mine again, sort of. My company bought it from Priya, and I'm the one managing its conversion into a boutique hotel. The same hotel I had originally planned, with my original ideas, my original design concepts. The best part? Priya has no idea that I'm involved with the company that bought her property. She thinks she just got lucky with a good buyer who paid her well. Our parents finally realized what had happened when they saw my success. They started asking questions about how I knew so much about the hotel business, how I had become so successful so quickly. When I explained that I had been working on these ideas for months before Priya came up with them, they finally understood the truth. My dad called me last week, and I could hear the shame in his voice. "Beta," he said, "we owe you a huge apology. We should have believed you from the beginning." My mom was crying when she called. "I'm so sorry, Anaya. We made a terrible mistake. We should have trusted you." It felt good to hear them say that, but honestly, I didn't need their apology anymore. I had proven myself in a way that was much more satisfying than just getting their approval. Now, 8 months later, I'm a successful business owner. I have my own office with big windows and a view of the city. I have my own team of smart people working with me. I'm making more money than I ever thought possible, and I'm opening 3 new boutique hotels this year. I'm planning to expand to other cities next year. I'm also writing a book about business strategy and thinking about starting a program to help other young women start their own businesses. Priya, She's still working her old job, still posting pictures on social media, still acting like she's better than everyone else. But now she's also dealing with the fact that everyone in our family knows what she did. Our cousins, our aunts and uncles, our family friends, they all know that she stole my work. It's hard to maintain that perfect image when everyone knows you're a cheater and a liar. The funny thing is, I don't even feel angry anymore. I actually feel grateful. If Priya hadn't stolen my work, I might never have pushed myself to achieve what I have now. I might have been satisfied with just getting the house and never realized how successful I could be. Sometimes the worst thing that happens to you ends up being the best thing that could have happened. I learned so much from this experience. I learned that family doesn't always have your back. I learned that you can't depend on other people to recognize your worth. You have to prove it yourself. I learned that success is the best revenge, and that hard work really does pay off. Most importantly, I learned that I'm stronger than I thought I was. When everything seemed hopeless, when my own family didn't believe in me, I still found a way to succeed. These days, I wake up every morning excited about my work. I love what I do, I love the challenges, and I love the feeling of building something meaningful with my own hands and my own ideas. Priya and I still see each other at family gatherings, but things are completely different now. She's not the golden child anymore, and I'm not the younger sister living in her shadow. We're just two adults who happen to be related, and honestly, I'm perfectly fine with that. Sometimes she tries to act like nothing happened, like we're still close sisters. But I remember what she did, and I remember how it felt to be betrayed by someone who was supposed to love and support me. I'm not mean to her or anything. I'm just not interested in being best friends with someone who would steal from me and let me take the blame for it. The best part of my story is that it's not over yet. I'm still growing my business, still achieving new goals, still proving that hard work and determination can overcome any obstacle. Next year, I'm planning to open hotels in 5 new cities. I'm also thinking about expanding internationally. Who knows? Maybe in a few years, I'll have hotels all around the world. Life has a funny way of working out sometimes. What seemed like the worst betrayal turned into the best opportunity one could have asked for. So if you're going through something similar, if someone has stolen your work, if your family doesn't believe in you, if you feel like giving up, don't. Keep working hard, keep believing in yourself, and keep pushing forward. You never know what amazing opportunities are waiting for you just around the corner. Success really is the best revenge, and karma really does come around. Sometimes it just takes a little patience and a lot of hard work. Trust me, I know from experience. And if I can do it, so can you.